Okay, a really nice balancy flow today, so get that concentration, get that focus. Maybe you want a block, maybe you even want a chair or practicing by a wall. We're just going to need it for one part that we're standing on our leg in our warrior three. Okay, we're going to start today sitting down, so come down to whatever comfortable position. Closing down the eyes, palms facing up. Back of the hands resting onto the thighs. Sitting up nice and tall. Really feel yourself settling in here. Already connecting with that breath. Feeling that belly expanding till it's fullest on the inhale. And exhaling all the way back down. Just consciously being aware of how unusual this feels in your body. Maybe it doesn't at all. So many of us just breathe through our chests in the day. And I think that it's something to do with our Western culture where we're always told to suck in our bellies. So you instantly think, when I breathe in, I suck in. But it's the complete opposite. When we breathe in to create that space, obviously when you think about it, you want to create that space in the belly. So use this time a really safe space. You don't have to squeeze into those jeans. You can let your belly hang out. And try to think about this throughout the whole of our practice today. Only engaging the core when it's really necessary, when we're moving through a transition that is going to put some pressure on, or we're moving away from gravity against gravity. And engaging the core is going to be really helpful, but it doesn't need to be engaged the whole time. Coming into some nice gentle twists to start. Maybe your eyes are still closed. Taking the left hand to the outer right thigh, taking the right hand behind us. Big inhale, think about growing taller. And on the exhale, use that as your force to drive you round. Exhale all the way back round to the front, other side. Right hand outer left thigh, left hand behind. Inhale, lift. Exhale, twist. Think about that torso moving as one. Don't be tempted to lift up that right sit bone. Inhale all the way back around to the front as our last stretch. Reach the hands all the way forward. Hanging the head, feeling this length all the way from the tips of the fingers down to the tailbone, through the ground. Inhale, walk those hands back in, coming into our all fours. Setting up nice and strongly here, hands, shoulders distance apart, knees, hips distance apart. Really spread those fingers nice and widely. Push the mat away so that you can separate those shoulder blades. And at this point, think about engaging your core. Just notice how that feels in your body. Notice if that creates this lift And then maybe play around with completely relaxing the core. Do you end up starting to stick your bum out, creating a really exaggerated curve in your body? Just start to learn about how your body moves. Okay, we're going to take our right leg all the way to the back, just to this really nice calf stretch. So driving that energy through the heels, still pushing the mat away. Try to keep the ears in line with the shoulders. That gaze, maybe it's just in front of the fingers. Still using this inhale and the exhale to its fullest. And then inhale, pick up this right leg, keeping the toes flexed, making sure that you're not trying to stick the ribs down to the ground. And then exhale, bend this right knee, draw it through to the nose, really creating this nice dome in your back. Inhale, reach that leg all the way high again, keeping this core engaged. Exhale, release the core, drive the hands through the ground. Inhale, reach that leg long. Final time, drive that knee all the way through to the nose. Inhale, keeping that knee bent, drive it up to the sky, heel high, really using that right glute. Take the left hand round to meet it, bend that leg. Once you grab that inside of the foot, start to pull the hand and foot in towards one another. That creates this lift. Try to keep the shoulders square. Breathing here. Exhale, keep that right knee bent, place the left hand back down. Take the left foot, so we're now facing to the outside of that left side of the mat. And then take the right hand all the way up and over, going to grab this right foot so your knee is still bent. We're in this kind of modified sugar cane pose. Drawing that foot and hand in towards one another again, that's going to create this nice stretch down the quads. Keep pushing the mat away. Opening up through the chest. Maybe you're able to take the gaze high. Drawing the shoulder blades together. Exhale slowly all the way back down into our all fours. Really nice. Taking the left leg out long for this calf stretch. Really driving that energy backwards. Breathing here. Inhale, left leg to hip height. Keeping it straight, driving that energy through. Make sure the toes are facing down for those square hips. Exhale, bend the left knee, push the mat away. Drive the knee to the nose as close as you can. Inhale all the way back. Exhale, knee to nose, all the way to the end of that exhale. Don't miss out. Inhale all the way back. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, keeping this knee bent, driving that up to the sky. Taking the right hand round to meet that foot. And then pushing the foot and hand into one another. Starting to take that foot higher. Keeping the right shoulder square to the ground. Breathing here. Keeping that knee bent, place the right hand back down. Take the right foot so it's now outside to the right side of the mat. And then take the left hand all the way up and over to take hold of that left foot. Driving that hand and foot in towards one another again. Pushing the mat away. Maybe you're spinning this chest round so that you're facing the sky, drawing the shoulder blades together. Really feeling this nice quad stretch. Exhale all the way down. This time, taking this left leg all the way through to the top of the mat. Taking the right foot to meet it. Nice big forward fold. Maybe you come into this ragdoll with your feet just over hips width apart. Hang your head here. Sway from side to side. Take hold of the opposite elbows and take that swaying even more. Feeling the back of the hamstrings, that lower back starting to wake up. Maybe you're shaking your head, nodding your head. Coming back to stillness, taking the hands back down, wiggling the toes and feet so they're now completely together. Big forward fold, knees bent, chest to thighs. And ever so slowly roll all the way up to standing, head being the last thing to come up. Big inhale, hands up, gaze up. Take hold of the left wrist with the right hand, bend over towards the right. Feeling this nice stretch down the left side. Inhale up to the sky, switching to the other side, left hand onto the right wrist, folding over to the left side. Inhale up to the sky, interlace the hands behind you, just walk the toes so they're just about hip width distance apart. Big inhale, drive the knuckles down, pull the chest through. And on your exhale, bend those knees a lot, coming into your forward fold with the knuckles driving all the way up and over to the front of the mat, hanging your head here. If this feels really uncomfortable on your shoulders, absolutely release those hands. Just hang the hands down to the ground. Inhale, take the knuckles to the lower back, uninterlace those hands, plant them down to the ground. Take the left hand just down directly under the gaze so it's slightly centered. Taking this right hand all the way up to the sky, bending through this left leg so you can take this right hand even higher. We don't have aligned hips at the moment, so don't worry. So left knee is bent, driving that right hand high in this really nice twist, trying to keep the weight forward in the toes so that you can feel this deep stretch down the hamstrings. Maybe your hand is on the block or that chair that we've got for our balance. Exhale, maybe you start to take this right hand behind you, reaching towards that left, top of the left thigh, keeping the chest nice and open. Exhale all the way down to the ground, planting that right hand under your face. Inhale, bend that right knee, reach the left hand high. Feel like this chest is really opening up by drawing the shoulder blades together. Still breathing here. Allowing that belly really loosely to inhale and exhale. We don't need our core for anything right now. Exhale, maybe you take that left hand behind you, taking hold of that right thigh, opening up through that chest even more. Exhale all the way back down to the ground again. Just hang your head here. Okay, wherever your block is, grab it now. Maybe you have two, or maybe you just have one in front of you. Maybe you don't need it. Right foot down, really ground through this right foot, all four corners of the feet. Taking this left leg along behind you in this warrior three kind of pose. Toes flexing straight down to the ground. Think about those hips being in line. Drawing the shoulder blades together so we're nice and straight. Maybe you've got this right leg bent. Exhale, like we did at the start, we're bending through this left knee, drawing the left knee towards the nose, rounding through the back. Inhale, taking that left leg long again. Exhale, rounding through the back, drawing that left knee to the nose. Inhale back, really firing up those right glutes and the left glutes. Keep that leg high. Exhale, draw it to center. Final time, all the way long, all the way back in towards the nose. Knee still bent, taking this knee, we're coming straight into this sugar cane this time. So keep your right hand on that block, that left leg is still bent, driving that knee as much to the sky as you can. Maybe you just stay here. Maybe you take that left hand high, thinking about grounding through the big toe of the right foot. Maybe you even start to take the left hand to the left leg, grabbing hold of that foot when you can, drawing the hand and foot in towards one another, opening up through that chest. It requires a lot of concentration. Feeling those hip flexors starting to open up. Exhale slowly as you can, take that leg all the way back into your warrior two. We're going to straighten up this front leg, reaching all the way back into your reverse warrior. Exhale, come down to the ground, cartwheel those hands down, plant the hands down, step this right leg straight back in your plank just for a second, back into your downward dog. Maybe you pedal those feet out, maybe you give that right leg a bit of a wiggle. A lot of work with the glutes. Breathing here. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, bring the left knee all the way through to the nose, step straight through. Setting up for this warrior three again, planting the hands onto that block or the chair. Lifting the right leg high this time, flexing the toes straight down to the ground. Breathing here, feeling nice and strong, keeping a nice straight back here once we're lifted. Exhale, bend that knee, driving that knee through to the nose, rounding through the back. Inhale all the way long. Exhale, bend the knee, drive through. Inhale long. Exhale, bend. Inhale long. Exhale, bend last time. Keeping that knee bent, grounding through that left big toe, placing the left hand onto that block. Take that knee out to the side. Maybe you're able to take this right hand all the way back round to that right foot. Breathing here. And then exhale nice and slowly all the way back, warrior two just for a second. Straighten that front leg into your reverse warrior. Exhale, cartwheel those hands all the way down to the ground. Pick up the left foot straight back into your downward dog, really nice. Pedaling out through those feet. Staying here in your downward dog, coming back into stillness. Inhale, lift up the right leg, three-leg dog. Exhale, bend the knees, scorpion dog, drive that right knee up to the sky, keeping the shoulders square. Breathing here. Inhale, tippy toes of the left foot, draw this right knee all the way through to the front of the mat, setting up for that warrior three again, lifting up that left leg, really nice. Exhale, driving that knee through to the nose. Inhale, back out. This time we're going to see if we can take our hands off of the block. Maybe they're at heart center, maybe they're behind us, maybe they're in front, wherever you want them to be. Really using those glutes. Exhale, bend that right knee all the way back, warrior two. Exhale, reverse that warrior, keep the knee bent. All the way down to the ground, stepping straight back. Downward dog. Breathing here. Inhale, three-leg dog, left leg high. Exhale, bend the left knee, scorpion dog. Tippy toes of the right foot all the way through into your low lunge just for a second, setting up for that warrior three. Taking the right foot high, making sure those hips are square. Breathing here. Maybe we start to take the hands off of that block, absolutely bend through that standing leg, using those glutes. Final inhale, exhale all the way back. Warrior two. Reverse that warrior. All the way down to the ground. Stepping the left foot straight back, coming into our child's pose. Knees together, toes together. Forehead down, sink the hips down to the heels. Breathing here. Really allowing that belly to grow. Expanding through the back and the sides of the ribs. Inhale slowly all the way back through your all fours, setting up for the downward dog. When you're ready, all the way back. Inhale, right leg high, three-leg dog. Exhale, scorpion dog. This time take some rotations with that hip, drawing a circle with that knee. Really warming up that hip joint. Take those circles in the other direction. Next, exhale, tiger curl that right knee all the way through, setting up this time without the block, straight up into our warrior three. Breathing here. Exhale, straight back, warrior two. Reverse that warrior. All the way down to the ground. Straight back. Maybe you come through your vinyasa. Straight back to your downward dog. Inhale, left leg high. Scorpion dog. Taking those rotations of the hip, drawing the circle with the knee. Trying to keep the rest of the body still. Circles in the other direction. And then tiger curl that left knee all the way through to the nose, stepping straight through into your warrior three. Breathing here. Keep drawing the shoulder blades towards one another. Exhale, straight back, warrior two. Reverse that warrior. Exhale, hands all the way down to the ground. This time pick up the right foot, bring it forward to your forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Take the feet just about hips width distance apart and place the hands straight under the feet so the toes reach up to the wrists. Bend the knees so much so that your belly is resting onto your thighs, and draw the elbows out to the sides. Allow that head to hang. Trying to find stillness here, coming back into your breath. Feeling those toes massaging the wrists. Thinking about those shoulders drawing away from the ears. That neck growing longer. Inhale, take the hands away from the feet. Walk the feet inwards so the toes are touching. Bend through the knees so much that we're going to come all the way down to the ground. Coming into our boat pose. Maybe you're on your block if you know that you're somebody that starts to slump like this. So different stages of our boat pose. You can have your feet on the ground, knees up, hands out long. This already engaging the core is going to be working, grounding the heart, thinking about the crown of the head drawing up high. If you think that, okay, I'm going to give it a little bit of an extra power today, maybe you lift up one leg and then the other leg, but we want to keep this chest really proud. We want to keep our shoulder blades together, keep the crown of the head lifting. Maybe you want to take both feet off, but only if you can stay right on the top of the sit bones and you can keep the chest high. As soon as you start to slouch down like this, just take it down a little bit. You will get there at some point if that's where you want to go. So this is a lot of work on the hip flexors predominantly, even though it tends to be more of a core kind of engaging exercise. Breathing here. Maybe you take one leg long and the other. Keep this chest nice and tall, crown of the head nice and tall. Exhale, low boat. Try not to dome through this belly, keep everything integrated. Inhale, high boat. Exhale, low boat. Inhale, high. Exhale, low. Take the hands behind you. Think about that doming rig. Pull everything into the center. Inhale, high. Staying here. 3, 2, and 1. And low boat. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All the way down. Maybe you have a big old stretch. Really nice. Breathing here. Take some really deep belly breaths. Coming into our supine twist, taking the left leg long, bending up the right knee, coming onto the outside edge of that right hip, taking the left knee over towards the right, taking the right arm long to the side, gazing over to the right. Keeping this right shoulder onto the ground. For an extra stretch, maybe you want to come into cat's pulling its tail. You bend up this left leg, straighten through the right leg, or keep it bent. Grabbing hold of the right big toe to take that right leg long, and bending up through this left leg enough so that you can reach hold of it. And you still want to be rounding, that grounding through that right shoulder. Pull that left foot and hand in towards one another, feeling that nice stretch down the quads. Wherever you are, slowly come back to center, over to the other side, right leg long, left knee bent onto the outside edge of that right hip, taking that left leg over to the right, left arm out long, gazing over. Maybe you come into cat pulling its tail, keeping this left leg bent if you want, or grabbing hold of that big toe, taking that left leg extended, bending up through the right leg so you can grab hold of the front of the foot. Feeling this kind of double twist here, pushing that right foot into the left hand, grounding through that left shoulder. Slowly making your way out of this pose, rolling back onto your backs, taking the feet out to the edges of the mat, just knock the knees in. Place one hand on your belly, one hand on your heart. Just feel yourself breathing here. Feel that belly rising with the breath in, falling with the breath out. Really trying to release any tension behind your eyes. Almost taking this focus in between the eyebrows to your third eye. Taking any extra movement you need before we come into our Shavasana. Taking the legs out long, as wide or wider than the mat. Hands away from the body, palms facing up. Closing down the eyes if they aren't already. And really settling in here. You don't need to hold on to anything, you can completely let everything go. If you can stay here for longer, please do. If not, start to wiggle the fingers, wiggle the toes. Coming into a really big stretch. Bending up the knees, rolling over to one side. Keeping the eyes closed, come all the way up to seated, head being the last thing to come up. Hands onto the thighs, palms facing up. Really remember throughout the day today and trying to make it just part of your daily life. Breathing in through your belly, out through your belly. Coming back into this really deep breath whenever you need to. But the more you create it as part of your life, the easier it's going to be to utilize, to harness the power of this belly breath, and rather than reacting with a panic, with anxiety, when we're just breathing with our chest, you'll be able to come into your rational thinking, be able to slow down the situation. Take the hands to heart center, bow the chin to the chest. Just bring a thought into your mind that always brings a smile to your face. Maybe it's a stupid joke that somebody told you when you were younger that you just had never forgotten. Maybe it was receiving a gift or giving a gift. Or maybe it was just the last conversation that you had with somebody on the phone, the last person that you saw. And allow that feeling, that warm feeling, to completely radiate throughout the whole of your body. And when you're ready, take the hands away from the eyes to the end of the class and blink the eyes open.